Welcome back and welcome to another reading. This will be your October 2024 reading for those of you who have an Aries sun, moon, or rising. And if you don't have one of those placements and it's the title or the thumbnail that led you to click onto this video, then I encourage you to stick around. There may be something here for you yet. So I just want to dive right in and get started. And we'll have ourselves a nice little chat about now and about October. The time is not really as important for this, more so the themes of what we discuss. But you know how this works. It can be really hard for you to be optimistic about the future when all you can think about are your past triumphs, when all you can think about are the good things you've accomplished in the past and how good it used to be. So you're hearkening back to your glory days, and maybe things don't seem as sparkly now as they did then. But this is an illusion. It's a trick of the mind. It's much like a mirage. And the mirage here is how you're perceiving your present. And I'm not trying to be trite, because the reality of what you're experiencing right now is that it may not be as easy, or you may find yourself going through a particularly difficult time and it's really hard for you to recognize and appreciate the blessings. It's really hard for you right now to see the good that you have in your life and be satisfied, when all you can do is fixate on what you've lost. It seemed easier back then. It seemed like you had it all back then, and it's really easy for you to fall into that trap and to think about the past that way because enough time has passed. And when enough time passes, we tend to romanticize the past, and we tend to miss certain things, and we oftentimes forget about how shit it was at times and about how hard it was at times, and that it wasn't always easy. There was always an element of challenge. There was always something that needed fixing, something that needed tweaking, and I say that to say that this moment right now isn't any different. So if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed and you're struggling to appreciate the good that you still have, I challenge you to find some comfort in that, and just know that all is not lost. You're very close to the end. I've noticed something about you, and it's that when things get hard, when things aren't easy, you reset back to your default coping mechanisms, and one of those is your tendency to tackle it on your own, your tendency to handle it on your own. Because in your mind, you know what's best for you. You know what the right steps are to take. You know how to hold yourself accountable. You know how to be responsible all of a sudden when the reason why you have a problem on your hands and the reason why something is particularly difficult is because of your own doing. This is a read. So accept help is why I say that. As hard as it may be at times, and it's hard for you to do because it takes you admitting that you don't have all the answers. It takes you admitting that you don't have it all figured out. It takes you admitting that you fear things. It takes you admitting that there are things that genuinely concern you. It takes you admitting that you do have to sacrifice certain things. Your identity is not one of them. So you shouldn't feel as though in asking for help or in accepting help, you're somehow not being true to yourself. In fact, you're saving yourself. Accepting help can be a form of self-preservation if that help is coming from trustworthy sources. And I think that you need a lifeline right now. And for many of you, you have one, or two, or three. There are more good things here to have and to hold. There are more good things here to cherish. I know at times it feels like your heart is breaking. But that feeling is only temporary. I think that there's beauty in minimalism. Allow some of these things to be stripped away from your life. And I think it'll help you tap into and find and connect with some kind of deeper meaning, something that means more. But the value you place on material things, it sabotages you. We'll talk about these some more. Hold on. So we're back to talk about these once more. Are you happy? I think that this is a question that people aren't overtly asking you, but I think it's a question that you ask yourself all the time. You know, what would make you happy? Is it something that you haven't yet achieved? Is it something that you haven't gotten yet? Is it some point that you haven't reached yet? Or does happiness lie in the past? Is happiness something that you've lost, something that you've left behind, and something that you're trying to find your way back to? Regardless of where it lies, you're seeking it and constantly asking yourself whether you've attained it or not. The answer to you seems at times like it's one that you'll have to find on your own. No matter how hard it is, no matter how many hoops you have to jump through, no matter how much it hurts at times to tussle, to fight, to struggle towards it. You're willing to do whatever it takes to get to it, to have it. This set of cards here tells me that as much as you may believe that doing it solo is the way to go, you're not alone in this. You're not alone on this journey. You're not alone on this path. There are like-minded individuals. There are those who support you, those who believe in you, those who love you, and those who you love, who don't want to be left behind while you are in pursuit of whatever this is. They're saying, wait, I'm right here. And I'm a part of your life, and I want to be a part of your future. And I want to be a part of this life and this picture of happiness you're painting. Slow down and take the necessary time to recognize those people and don't be so quick to abandon them. There's a sense or feeling of betrayal that you can't shake. And because it lingers, that's really all you need as someone who is so instinct driven to convince yourself that you don't need what you may perceive as time to be baggage, or what you may perceive at the time to be baggage, or what you may perceive to be dead weight or a hindrance or an obstacle or a boon in your plan. And I know that sounds a bit cruel, but this is how it feels to them. And all it takes is for you to feel like you're being wronged, for you to have everything you need to question their sincerity, to question their faith, and to question whether they're being real or not. And for you, you don't really, I can't stress this enough, you don't need a lot of hard evidence. your instincts mean so much to you, and it becomes a very dangerous thing. But this same instinct that we're talking about has saved you time and time again. The same instinct that we're talking about has helped you. So how can you ignore the signs? However small and trivial they may seem. It's important for you to make the distinction between actual signs and substance, or between signs that it's important for you to make the distinction between signs of substance and signs that are petty. You may think that someone is betraying you, or you may think that you're being wronged, and you're not actually being betrayed. There's just a game that's being played. Now, you could argue, sure, that that game and that kind of petty behavior is a type of betrayal, and something that you may not necessarily have a lot of mental or emotional room or space for. And that may also be enough for you to question someone's intentions. And it hurts. And it breaks your heart. As much as you love a good game, these aren't the types of games you enjoy. And it hurts even more when it's coming at a time when you are so fragile. I'm getting this image of a heart that's wrapped in barbed wire. And with each beat, and it expands, the sharpness of the barbs like stabs it just a little bit more, just a little bit deeper. It tries to expand, it tries to grow, it tries to thrive, to exist. But it's difficult to expand when you feel caged. I would love it if you didn't allow any of this to discourage you and to prevent you from trying and from doing what's right. It really won't help you to rack your brain trying to figure them out or trying to understand. Walk in compassion, and walk in truth. And everything will be revealed in its own time. And I think to constantly play this game where you're trying to play detective, it's ruining your life. There's just no easier way to put it. Slowness, contrary to what a lot of people believe, isn't always a bad thing. Sidney Poitier has said that the fastest way to get to where you want to go is to go slowly. You make less mistakes that way. You're able to put out more fires that way. You're able to address more that way. You're able to heal properly that way. And I think that we need that. I think we need to slow down a bit. At least right now. In about maybe 5-6 months or so, maybe 4 months or so, we can start to pick up speed again. But I think it's really important that we ease up off the gas and focus for now. There's a part of you that the world is seeing right now that they don't always get to see. It's a part of you that is vulnerable. It's a part of you that is, it's like you've been busted open. You've been broken open. Your insides are spilling out, and we can all see these parts of you that have been hidden for so long. And I think that it's beautiful, because a lot of people didn't expect this from you. It's a softer side of yourself that a lot of people don't always get to see from you, and that a lot of people think that you don't really have. And that couldn't be further than the truth. And this might come as a shock to you, because you might not think that you're doing anything different, but the truth is that you are different. The truth is that you have changed. The truth is that there is more to you than meets the eye, and we want to love this real and open side of you. So I hope that you found this helpful, and I hope you know that you have got a friend in me, and that I see you and I support you and I love you. We're in this together, and we're taking it one day at a time. I've missed you. I'm so sorry that it's taken so long. And I hope to chat with you again soon. Goodbye for now.